Okay, today I want to talk about family estrangement. A lot of people ask me, Elaine, what is a transitions mentor? And I say that I help people transition from one stage of life to the other. A transition can be a breakup, it can be a career change later in life when you find yourself thinking, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life, I want to do something else. It's a divorce, it's a health challenge, and even, yes, family estrangement. There aren't many of us in this unfortunate experience, but there are some that we have to walk away from our genetic connections. I call it genetic connections to differentiate the difference between a real family and a genetic connection. Now, to explain what a dysfunctional family feels like, what's it like to grow up in one, it feels a lot like a cult. Like a cult. Everyone's doing the same thing. Everyone is staying quiet when they see something that is super sketchy. And it's sort of this, just stay quiet, keep the peace. You're keeping the peace, but at your own expense. Because sooner or later, you're going to have that moment of, this is too crazy for me. I can't be in this environment anymore. And your spirit is asking you to grow, to keep learning, to keep growing, to keep having experiences that are actually normal. Because when you grow up in dysfunction, dysfunction is your normal. So I try to explain it as growing up. Imagine growing up in a mafia family. Let's say that your family has been in the mafia for over 100 years, just to give you an example. And at some point, somebody is going to be born in that family that's going to look around and be like, hey guys, I don't think selling drugs for a living is very healthy. The person that says that, everyone's going to be like, shut up. We've been doing this forever and we've gotten away with it. This is how we make a living. And this is what we're going to keep doing to make a living. So stop being a troublemaker. Stop being the bad seed. And just go along with what we've been doing for the past 100 years. So there are lessons to family estrangement. There are gifts that if you pay attention and heal long enough, you will look back and be like, this is what I learned from this experience. So, gift number one, integrity. Sometimes just because you see a lot of people doing something and even staying quiet about it, it doesn't mean it's okay. Taking advantage of others, making people work so you don't have to, doing things that are actually against the law, it tests your sense of integrity. So one of the gifts of family estrangement is to say, just because everyone's doing it doesn't mean I have to do it. Just because everyone's staying quiet doesn't mean I have to stay quiet. So it's the gift of realizing, oh wow, I have integrity. The second gift is you learn how to surrender, because when you don't like something and you can't change it, your last choice is to walk away. So it's a lesson on how to surrender. The next one is self-love. When you grow up into a dysfunctional family and you're being told that you're the bad one for not going along with this cult, you learn to realize, wait a minute, I'm a really cool person. I'm a nice person. I have integrity, but being nice doesn't mean you're a pushover. People always like to say, well, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? You know, Jesus was not a pacifist. When he saw something, he said something, and he pushed whatever tables he needed to push when he saw something that wasn't right. So one of the lessons of family estrangement is self-love and realizing what people are saying about me for not going along with this dysfunctional plan isn't true. I'm not the one exploiting anyone. I'm not the one taking advantage of people. I'm not the one not working and just watching other people work. That is self-love. And with self-love comes self-belief. When everyone that was supposed to love you doesn't. Because at the end of the day, when you grow up in a dysfunctional family, it's not about unconditional love. There are many conditions, and staying quiet is one of them. You start to have your own self-belief, because from self-love comes self-belief of, I deserve better than this. I deserve more from life. I deserve a better environment and kinder, more empathic people. And the last lesson from family estrangement is acceptance. You reach a point of you throw your hands up in the air and you learn the gift of acceptance, and you accept that what happened to you was not normal, but at the same time you realize, okay, this happened. I have the rest of my life to live, and I deserve happiness, and I deserve peace, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to get it. Anyway, for those of you that have gone through family estrangement, it's a very difficult life transition, but when you look back, you'll realize it changed your life forever, and it was the best decision you could have ever made, not just for your peace, but for your mental health and the ability to move forward.